Are you looking to be a firefighter? Let's hear from retired fire chief Mr. Matt McGrew on how he recruits firefighters in his everyday job. I'm Raj Sambandam, and I'm here with the Career Hub interview series. So, what specific qualities are you looking for in young firefighters or recruiting firefighters?
When we recruit firefighters, we're really looking for good people. It's especially high school students that are growing up and maturing. We're not necessarily looking for somebody who is the best student. We're looking for candidates that are good people. They want to help people. We want people that are cognizant of their driving record. Believe it or not, we need people that have a good driving record. We need to have people that aren't smoking cigarettes or involved in drugs. We need candidates that don't have necks and faces full of tattoos and piercings. Actually, we allow some tattoos, but you got to remember, we treat and serve a population that could be anything from, your age, Raj, all the way up through 90 and 100-year-old people who need to trust us coming in their homes. So that's what we're looking for, is good people.
So what strategies do you use in the recruitment process so that students become interested in firefighting if they don't know the career themselves going into?
Different departments do different things to attract candidates. Mostly for a smaller department such as Winter Garden, we did that through our association with the local schools. The three counties that are around us, which would be Lake County, Seminole County, and Orange County, they all have fire academies within the counties. So our association with them helped us basically vet those candidates. Other thing we do is just job fairs. But larger departments, such as like Orange County Fire Rescue, they have systems where they can bring people right off the street and test them to see if they have the wherewithal to be a firefighter. So it all depends on the size of the department and the resources you have to basically get the word out and attract people.
Can you describe the steps involved in your recruitment process and how students can get through those?
Well, to get into the recruitment process, probably 90% of the departments actually do look for candidates that are already in their training as firefighters. So we encourage high school students to look at the different schools that are available. Seminole County has Seminole State College, where you're actually gaining college credit. That's where you're going to your fire academy. Valencia College has the exact same program. And then if they're don't have the wherewithal, or they just don't want to go to a college setting, you go to Lake County has a technical center where they can get their training. Then once they're introduced to the fire service, then we would give them the steps in order to be ready to fill out an application. And a good majority of the departments are using a standardized format to where you can go through a particular amount of training and put your information into a pool that all the departments can see.
Are there unique challenges that you face in recruiting firefighters? And if so, how do you overcome them?
Probably the biggest unique challenge to recruiting firefighters is the diversity. We want our departments to look like the community they serve. Smaller departments like my department that I was with, we don't have a big budget, and we have to be boots on the ground and be talking to the schools in order to attract those recruits that have the diversity and look like the community we're serving. Larger departments like Orange County Fire Rescue, where I had come from, they do a non-certified process where they can do testing, like say at the fairgrounds of 500 at a time, and they can find anybody in the community that looks like the community to work for their fire department, and then hire them and put them through training. But that's probably the biggest challenge, is the diversity, and not just the diversity by race, but also male and female. It seems to come in cycles. We've had years where we had many females that were interested in the profession, and then there's years where there's a lot less females interested in the profession. But just getting the word out and letting everybody can do this job is the most important thing.
Are there any specific courses, certifications, or requirements to becoming a firefighter?
There's no specific requirements as you're getting your high school education. All the education takes place after you've graduated from high school. So anybody can look at this profession, but all the departments are very similar. There's 3 pieces to becoming a firefighter in most agencies these days. Number 1 is getting your firefighter academy training, and that can be done at a local college or a local fire academy. The second step is is emergency medical technician, or EMT. That's like advanced first aid, so that's going to be required. And most of the colleges and schools that I've mentioned, they actually partner those together. You will actually take your fire academy and it will lead you right into the EMT course. The third step in becoming a firefighter could be a paramedic. And there are some departments, not the department I was with in Winter Garden, that require you to be a paramedic. That's a 1 full year of additional advanced life support training that you would need to become a firefighter in certain agencies. And again, I'm not necessarily a proponent of that. I'd rather have a well-educated employee that I know that has the wherewithal to study and become anything they want to be, versus telling somebody that came right out of high school to go to fire standards, the EMT and paramedic, and not have ever done that job, because it takes a lot of there's a lot of stress involved in being a paramedic. You're making life and death decisions, and I believe you have to be on a department for a certain period of time and want to do that third and final step.
Finally, how do you deal with fire?
Dealing with fire, that's a unique question. You know, everybody has their fears in life, but if you have good training, you are well trained in order to work as a team. And one thing that is very important in the fire service is you will learn so many skills as far as that you can use later in life. But I think it's important too is the educational side of the fire service. The fire service is becoming a lot more technical. Every fire is fueled by science. So basically, instead of a firefighter, 30, 40 years ago that was told to put the wet stuff on the red stuff, basically to put out a fire, nowadays with the new chemical that are involved in furniture and how fastly fire will spread throughout a structure, it's important to know the science of fire behavior. So that's why it's important to know on the education side to be ready to learn some science about how fire moves. And then you get the training that backs you up to give you the confidence to deal with any type of a situation or a fire. As a fire chief, I don't put anybody in a situation they're not prepared to handle. And there's teamwork, there's never any freelancing, and you do build that confidence in order to be able to address any fire emergency scene.